my name is Tex. We're going to do a quick walkthrough of the van. So this is the water tank. Using this key, we just connect the hose to this thing, and I have a filter, and we can have drinkable water saved in the van. Black water. It's actually a tank now that is disposable anywhere. Doesn't need to be a dump station anymore. It should be at any toilet, rest station. It's very convenient. It should last a couple of days unless you have a lot of people using the toilet a lot. The beginning is I would make sure that this thing is closed. For some reason, it's not closed and it can spill out a little bit. Close this thing. You take this out. You squeeze here, open this. When you empty it, just hold this and empty it in a toilet, anywhere. Very easy and convenient. And to put it back, you just slide it back. This is to release it. This right here is electricity, 30 amps. There'll be a cable, which I will show you. And you just hook that up to the city. There's a surge protector as well, which I will show you as well. This down here is propane. It's really for your stove and heater, which I don't think we need in the summer. But in case you need it, you push this to turn it on, and we'll look at the heater controller inside. So this is where everything is stored to hook up to a campsite. This blue and white hose is for the water. That's how you put the water in the tank or hook it up to the city. And there's a filter, which is this. You use the filter so that the water in the van is drinkable. And there is a coil hose here that will plug into here in case you want to take a shower outside or clean your dog. But for it to work, you need to turn on the water pump, and don't forget to turn it off when you're done. The black wire here is for the electricity, 30 amps, like I mentioned. There's a surge protector here that you should connect before you connect it to the van. So this is where you put gas in. It's kind of silly, but if you don't know where it is, you could be looking around for a while. Same thing with the emergency brake. It's easy to see right here, but when you're sitting in it, it's not obvious to look here. And you got to make sure that you put it all the way down. Otherwise, lights blink and pop up everywhere. Okay, so the idea behind the queen bed is we're going to bring this right here into the middle. And we begin by moving this over onto the support system here, and you bring this over. I put these sheets in so that you don't have to make up your bed every time you get up in the morning and all that. You can just there are individual sheets for each of the mattress. Okay, this is the controller for most everything in this van. This is for the heater only. So let's begin here. You tap the screen, it should come on, and there's a home screen, which is right here. Let's go with the most important one, which is the lights. This is how you turn on and off. Oops, that's not the lights. This is how you turn on and off the lights, by touching these little light bulbs here. And if you want to turn on the generator for the electricity or air conditioner, you go to the power right here. You push start generator and hold it for a little bit and let go, and it should say starting right here on the right, and you wait. It takes a little bit before it starts. After it starts, you will hear it, of course. Then you can turn on the air by going to the temperature right here. I have on cool, low temperature. You can obviously change that to high if it's really hot. And you wait a little bit, let the generator run and warm up. And then you touch this power button, which has a temperature control, currently set at 70 degrees. And there it comes on, and the air conditioning is coming on right here. In order to use the water, you have to turn on the water pump, which is right here. When you turn it on, then you can use this sink. And then you can also use the bathroom. Let's look at the toilet. So after you use the toilet, you need to open this for it to drop into the tank. And after you finished, you push that blue button to let the water in and rinse. Not too long, just a little bit. And then you open it up again to empty it. The key is you need to have the water pump on to be able to get that water to come up. Here's our stove. It's never been used. Nobody's ever used it. I've never used it. But it works just like normal. You turn it on. There's a light button here. But for it to work, you need to turn on the propane switch outside the van. This is a charging station with USB cable. And you need to have the generator on or hooked up for it to work. Refrigerator is down here. You push this button, pull it out. There's a little freezer up top. So this is the pop top that we're going to be going through. It really takes two people to push it up. And I'm going to try to do it by myself, but I don't think it will work. But I will show you how. So first of all, this is a safety cable. So you got to undo that. Two of them. I would make sure the handle strap is lower so that we can pull it down easily after it's open. And there's a button right here that releases the lock that will allow us to push this up. There is no chance that I think I can do this by myself. I usually get my son. You got to push this and have this two people push this at the same time. Pop-up is up, and that's a pretty good sized bed up there. There's USB cable, the lamps, and these spots right here is where we're going to put the ladder so you can climb up. The ladders right here. Fortunately, I think one person can close it. I'm going to try. So you grab this strap that we made sure are reachable, and you just pull, and there they go. And don't forget to snap these safety straps, and I would just move these things up. The straps for the handle, I would just put it up there so it stays. Okay, so this is our sunroof, which is a nice idea. You pull this down to open, push it up to close. The problem is when you drive 70, 80, this thing comes loose and it starts to flap, and there's no fix for it. My solution is, everybody's solution is to put some sort of a extension here like this so there's more pressure to close it. But I can guarantee you that it doesn't work 100% of the time. You may have to pull over and do it a little bit here and there. But my suggestion is to not use it. Keep it closed, especially in a hot area, because it's a pain in the butt to be driving around and stopping and keeping this close. So there are these things that's meant for sleeping at night, for privacy. Basically, they're like puzzles. If you pull them out, you'll see that one is meant for the window here, one's meant for the left window. If you come back here, these guys have its own shade. This one has a curtain, this one has a shade. And the back doors, you need one of those. It's magnetized. The idea is to close it up so that people can't see inside. And they are stored right here in the front. Okay. So this is for the windshield. You know how it goes. It obviously closes up the windshield at night when when there's a hot sun. Lastly, I have this guy whose sole purpose is to stabilize this table. So if you want to sit, this thing pops up automatically, and to close it back you need to pull this down like this. You need to lift up the table, pull this down to close it. Okay, but this right here is pretty stable. But if you pull this over, you gotta pull this out. However, it's not stable. So that's where we will put this thing right here. This, if you decide to use this table more, makes it a little bit more stable. Well, that's just about it. Enjoy, have fun.